द क्रिटिकल पेट्रियट देखने वाले सब दोस्तों को खुशामदीद। आज मेरे साथ चंडीगढ़ से शरीक गुफ्तगू हैं जनाब अजय चौधरी साहब। ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियर हैं और ये पैदा देहरादून में हुए, लेकिन गुज़श्ता 14 साल से चंडीगढ़ में मुकीम हैं और इनका एरिया ऑफ स्पेशलाइजेशन है इमर्जिंग IT टेक्नोलॉजीज़। चौधरी साहब, आप पाकिस्तान को बड़ा इंटरेस्ट से वॉच करते हैं, तो क्या कहेंगे आप पाकिस्तान के बयानिए के बारे में, और इंडियंस जो हैं वो कैसे सोचते हैं पाकिस्तान के हवाले से?
Thank you, Mr. Shakil Chaudhary. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it has been such a pleasure. You have been admired here because your programs are watched with a lot of intellectuals, and the content is really very meaningful. So thank you. So coming to your question, Shakil ji, in India, as you mentioned, I was born in Dehradun. So, and I studied in Kendra Vidyalaya, the central schools of Government of India. We were never taught anything negative about Pakistan, and never. So, in fact, during our childhood, nobody, we don't even talk much. Our children really don't talk about Pakistan. And, over the period of time, when this, your media opened up and a lot of your dramas started getting streamed in India. So there was a lot of admiration for dramas like Zindagi Gulzar Hai and Aakhiri Station and Dure Shehwar. Why? Because they were very meaningful and they were showing I would say a real picture of Pakistan, that what average person of Pakistan goes through, and portraying the the right it in right amount. So I would say your cinematic industry as well as few of your intellectuals are very liberal, because that is what I have felt. It is only when it comes to and yes, your stars like Fawad Khan and Sabah Kamar and Sanam Saeed, they are very much appreciated here. It is only when it comes to the political scenario, the narrative gets changed totally. And when adventures like 2611 or Pulwama or Uri happens, so there is a sentiment, there's a public sentiment. So there is a lot of hue and cry. People say, why we boycott Pakistani artists in India. So we don't really boycott them, but it is, you just cannot, like whatever government says, like the terror and talks cannot go together. So and the revenue which they earn, of course it goes to Pakistan. So in a way we try to I hope you understand, like we in fact help that economy. So that is what the boycott thing starts with. And otherwise, no, we think very positive about you. But I would also say, like like cricket and cinema, they also hyped our relationship. So say for example, cricket, when our teams play, there's a lot of negative sentiment, and though it is played for a better being, but it creates a lot of negative, which I really don't endorse. I feel a game should be a game. And a lot of your players, in fact, like I've been watching Shoaib Akhtar, he's very positive. I consider, though here in India, he was known as, I think, Rawalpindi Express or something, but he talks very neutral. So that is very good of you. And but yes, your general public, the Aam Aadmi, which I have been saying regularly, the kind of narrative which has been served to them, because of that they have created this kind of opinion about us.
ये जो टेरर की बात की, तो पाकिस्तान में बहुत से लोग ये कहते हैं जी कि इंडिया हैज बीन डूइंग दैट in Pakistan, especially in Balochistan. How would you respond to them?
No, not at all. If you look at the recent media reports, the whole problem with Pakistan is the identity crisis. If you don't know your identity, where you have come from, then you will never be able to finalize where you have to go. So earlier you guys were focusing on Saudi Arabia, trying to relate to them, though you were never, you were never connected to your Western part. You were a part of India, and we have, we have similar faces, we have similar language, we look alike, we think alike. So connecting yourself to Saudi was a wrong decision. But now when you see they are getting towards liberal side, so now you're trying to get aligned to Turkey. So this is what has been happening, and because of this you were never able to honor Balochistan or Gilgit. So all your outskirts areas, you always treat them outskirts. The focus is always the Punjabi in Pakistan. They control the government. And see, the same thing happened with Bangladesh. So you never honored their language, you never honored their mass appeal. And finally what happened? So it is not, we never did anything in Bangladesh. We only the movement started within. We didn't create Operation Searchlight. So it was only because we are a friendly neighborhood, and we, Shakilji, that we have never invaded any country, right? We are such a large country. We are militarily very strong, but we don't believe in this. So it is only now and then, we get some hearings from Balochistan. They address to our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, that please save us. Your NRIs from Balochistan, they have a forum there. So they keep talking to our diaspora, and so Pakistan has come out with this narrow escape that it is, India which is creating a problem in Balochistan. No, it is yourself created. It is yourself created.
अच्छा, अजय जी ये बताइएगा कि आजकल हमारे यहाँ बहुत से लोग ये कहते हैं कि द लाइफ ऑफ इंडियन मुस्लिम्स हैज बिकम मिजरेबल। सुना होगा कि हम इमरान खान ने कहा था कि इंडियन मुस्लिम्स आर बीइंग ट्रीटेड द वे जूस वर ट्रीटेड इन नाज़ी जर्मनी। तो हाउ डू यू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट कमेंट? और ये हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर, फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर इमरान खान ने कहा था जब वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे।
Yes, I remember that. और इसके साथ ही मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि पाकिस्तान को ये आदत है रहनुमा बनने की, as if they are the guardian of the entire Muslim community across the world. So let me tell you, in Indian scenario, when this, Pakistan was created, Shakilji, it was created with this very sentiment, the Muslims may not be honored here in Hindustan, so let's have a separate state for them. So there is the whole, the birth of Pakistan happened with a kind of hatred. You are going away from this country because this is not for you. And then your two nation theory and likewise things. So it has come to, the people, and you also know that, when Pakistan was created, कोई पंजाब में ऐसी कोई मुहिम नहीं थी आजादी की आपकी ना, it was UP and Bengal much. So those people stayed there only. So, but the kind of when BJP government came into the picture, in particular, I'll talk about in 2014. Our Prime Minister said, like, I want Muslims to have Quran in one hand and computer in other. So that was his motto. And the kind of work which he is doing for Indian Muslims, they keep hearing like namaz nahi padhne diya jata Muslims ko India mein. No, there's nothing like that. It is only when places like Gurgaon and Delhi, which are IT hubs, and Jumme ke din agar aap sadkon pe namaz padhenge, it creates a lot of traffic problem and a haywire. So government said, no, you cannot pray on roadsides. Please go to your worship areas. Please pray at your home, and don't create this mess on the the public places. So, and then this was taken in a different scenario. And similarly, there are around 400 plus IAS, Muslim IAS in India. You have our, one of our president, Dr. APJ Kalam. He was a Muslim. If you remember, we had an army officer by the name of Brigadier Usman.
Yeah.
Had he been alive, he would have been the chief of army staff. You know, the kind of, I'll tell you his story that, you know, he was posted in, he's known as Naushera Kashmir. You know, there's a place called Naushera in J&K. So he was posted there. And when these Kabylis came in 1948, so,
47.
47. So they came, you know, there was a lot of fight there. So these Kabylis, they get into a masjid. And then his unit man came to Brigadier Usman that, sir, they have, you know, entered into a mosque. So what should we do? It's a place of worship. So, you know, he said, when a place of worship is used for such a purpose, it loses its identity. So it is like any other building, just blow it up. So that's how he was. So these were the leaders of Muslims, like, you know, Brigadier Usman, Dr. Kalam, and we had a great Shanghai player, Bharat Ratan Bismillah Khan ji.
Bismillah.
And then our Sarod player, Amzad Ali Khan. Then we have a great Muslim poet, you know, Rasik Khan. So these, but then, you know, wrongly, our, you know, government in the past, they, you know, there was a policy of appeasement. So they try to keep Muslims, you know, slightly away from the technology, focus more on madrasas. So the same thing which, you know, I hear from Pakistan also. So then you get away from, you know, the where the whole country is going. And when you are not part of our mainstream, then you say we are the sufferers. No, it is not. I work in IT field from last 20-25 years, and I have a lot of colleagues who are Muslims. In fact, you know, we are slightly more careful towards them, because, you know, because of the religion part. We always, you know, when we eat together, we make it a point that, you know, let's not order non-veg. So because they may object to that. So it is only, you know, and but then, you know, that something like in Uttar Pradesh, say for example, cow slaughter. There is no objection in India for your kurbani, okay, on Bakri Eid. But what government says that don't do the sacrifice on roads. Don't do this in open areas. Do it in the prescribed, so that it doesn't create that ill feeling. Because, you know, we worship cows. And if somebody slaughter a cow in front of us, naturally it doesn't go very well with us, right? But we don't object to it. We say, do it in a prescribed place, so that it remains harmonious for both of us.
एक तो जो पहले मैंने बात की, मैंने कई दफा अपने शोज में भी की है कि जुल्फिकार अली भुट्टो ने 1968 में ये कहा था कि a campaign of extermination is going on against the Muslims of India. So this complaint did not start with the BJP government actually.
Exactly.
So it is very old complaint.
Yes.
और interestingly, उस वक्त जो है 47-48 में Muslims were 9.5% of the population.
Right. Now they are
over 14%.
Yes, 14-15%.
So if there was a campaign of genocide or extermination,
no, not at all.
These numbers would have been much different.
Exactly, like the way it has happened for Hindus in Pakistan. They are nowhere, and the kind of life which they are living is very miserable.
So many Pakistanis find such arguments, you know, unpatriotic, so to say the least.
Yes.
But
yes.
Truth should be told.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you know, if you don't have the capacity for self-criticism and self-reflection, so
Exactly.
you are likely to create problems for yourself, not
Yes.
for anybody else. अच्छा अजय जी, मुझे इंडिया की जो ग्रोइंग स्टोरी है उसके बारे में बताइए. पाकिस्तानी मीडिया में इन चीज़ों का जिक्र नहीं आता, तो मतलब फार्मा में, आईटी में, बाकी जो फील्ड्स हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में, वेयर डज इंडिया स्टैंड फॉर? इवन वन एरिया वो वेलफेयर का है कि इंडिया में जैसे मिड डे मील स्कीम है, और इट इज़ द लार्जेस्ट मिड डे मील स्कीम इन द वर्ल्ड. तो 12 करोड़ बच्चों को जो है हर रोज जो है न्यूट्रिशियस फूड मिलती है. तो इस तरह की जो अचीवमेंट्स हैं उस पर कुछ रोशनी डालिए.
Sure, sir. Thank you. So, see, in past few years, India has really, come a long way in terms of pharma and IT. So our IT exports, as per the government figures in 2022, they were 11.67 crores, around 156 billion, sorry, and which was a jump of around 17% from FY21. So there are a lot of focus on software services, software products, and like as you have, आपके 4 provinces हैं. Here in India, we have Karnataka, Maharashtra, likewise. So Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Telangana. These are the 3 states in India which are doing very well. They are the leaders. Like Bangalore is in Karnataka, and Mumbai is in Maharashtra, and Hyderabad is in Telangana. So these are the 3 states which are doing very well. There are a lot of government policies which are, which are focusing on to promote IT. And as you can see, we have more than 20 IITs in India. And then, there are regional engineering college, and then there are private engineering college. So the pass outs from them, they have been employed in companies like Google and Microsoft and Adobe and whatnot. So these people have really become our ambassador. And even people like the Infosys story, I request you to listen sometimes Dr. Narayan Murthy, who is a chairperson of Infosys. It's a success story. He started, 4 friends started with rupees 10,000. And where the Infosys is the largest organization in the country, as well as doing very well globally. So this is how.
And I think, sorry for interruption.
Please.
The British Prime Minister is actually his son-in-law. Am I right?
Exactly. So Dr. Murthy's daughter is Rishi Sunak's wife, and I would not talk about the wealth which they have created. But apart from wealth, Mr. Sunak is a very learned person, as well as so his wife is. And if you talk to Dr. Murthy's son and daughter, they are so grounded, they are so down to earth. So there is no lavishness in their life. There is no show off. Dr. Murthy's wife, Sudha Murthy, runs Infosys Foundation, and I request you to Google her and see the kind of, she has been honored by our highest honor also. And so the kind of work which IT, like Ajim Premji, see, he's a Muslim, right? So in India, sometimes I hear this narrative in Pakistan that Mr. Modi is अभी उन्होंने देखा नहीं, वो मुसलमानों के लिए भी उन्होंने घर दिए. यहाँ पे मुसलमानों और हिंदुओं को देख के काम नहीं किया जाता, Mr. Chaudhary. यहाँ पे किया जाता है who is leading it, who is more learned. So, and there is a saying also, if you Google, there was a question whether a Muslim can become an IAS in India. So the answer was no. It was said, like, for an IAS to be in India, you have to be an Indian only. You don't have to be a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian. You have to be just to be an Indian, and that is okay. So this is how we have progressed. And similarly on pharma also, I would like to highlight, the recent success story of India is a COVID management. If you listen to the global media, World Bank, even World Bank said, like, India will be, it will be disastrous. They will lose half of its population. But the kind of management government of India did with the help of IT companies, because, it could not get a success unless, the entire nation came together. Companies like Mahindra and Mahindra, they manufactured ventilators, and, initially we were not having sufficient masks, but then later on we started supplying to other countries. So the whole COVID management, the starting from the vaccination, we get the certificate, it comes with a barcode. When you travel, it gets scanned at the airport and railway station. So the entire process was so seamless. So it only happened because of this IT, thing in India. Similarly, pharma. And, when you talk about the manufacturing, the recent, the Apple has come to the India. There is a lot of hype around it. They are going to manufacture Apple phones in India, and very soon iPads also. And this Foxconn company of Taiwan, now they have come to India. They are making a plant in Gujarat. There's an Indian company called Vedanta. So the government focus is on semiconductors now because of this disruption of China, this disruption in supply chain. So government is focusing on semiconductor manufacturing, and they have identified 5 places across the India. The Gujarat is one of them, and creating, establishing the factories there. And in next 5 to 7 years, you will see a different India altogether. So we are on the right path. We are building. So we have not achieved yet. I'll be honest. We are on the way, but yes, we are on the right track. Government is having a great focus. The kind of emphasis government is making on infrastructure. The railways have been renovated, and a lot of focus is on tourism. Earlier, though I have myself have visited Taj Mahal, and it's such a great monument. It gets largest number of tourists in India to visit Taj Mahal. But we also have other temples. So the previous governments, they did not highlight. If you visit southern India or Somnath temple, the southern India has massive temples. Recently there's a temple in near on the way to Puducherry from Chennai. It is known as Shore Temple, located at the seashore. So all these things government is focusing on, and this is what we are hoping, that in next 5 to 7 years, I believe we would be at a much higher level than we are today.
आपने अजय जी बात की आईटी एक्सपोर्ट्स की. हमारे एम्बेसडर हैं, एक फॉर्मर एम्बेसडर टू इंडिया, अब्दुल बासित. उन्होंने अपने एक वीलॉग में ये कहा कि इंडिया की जो एक्सपोर्ट्स हैं, आईटी रिलेटेड जो है एक्सपोर्ट्स हैं, वो 180 बिलियन हैं, और पाकिस्तान की जो है वो 3 बिलियन है लास्ट ईयर. तो हमें बताया गया था कि ये दे हैव टच्ड द 3 बिलियन मार्क. और जो घर दिए गए हैं इंडिया में, उसमें बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग लगी मुझे, बात बड़ी अच्छी लगी कि वो लेडीज के नाम पे होगी उसकी ओनरशिप.
So this is a women empowerment which government is doing. So there are a lot of change. I was hearing Mr. Basit, Ambassador Basit, in one of his discussion, he said, like, when he went to Kanpur, he saw ladies, driving two-wheelers. So he was astonished to see them. But it is not only, driving two-wheelers or cars, because they are as good as any the male person. But the overall, this with this digitization initiative of government of India, they, the kind of accounts which were open, half of our population was not having bank accounts. Can you believe that? And it was never thought by previous governments. It was only Mr. Modi, when he came into the picture. He started this Jan Dhan Yojana, and with this, almost 50 crores accounts were opened, and out of which 50 to 60% are women. And initially, even our previous government minister, Mr. Chidambaram, said, "Digital India? What are you talking? Even there is no internet at the village level." But now you see we have 4G at the ground level, at the village level. So even if you are buying a coconut of worth 30 rupees, you don't have to pay anything in cash. And this is one of the agendas in G20 summit. I would come there, like, as India is leading the presidency of G20. So this digital innovation is one of the agenda. Their delegates came and they visited Udaipur. Recently they were in Chandigarh also. So we are trying to demonstrate that how we have achieved this, the UPI payment, how, it is so seamless, Shakil ji, that, yesterday I visited a handicraft fair in Chandigarh. So every shop was having a barcode. So you don't have to pay anything in cash. You simply scan the barcode and pay it from your bank account. So this is what the innovation India has done. And now world is talking to them to adopt this technology.
What about elections? Electronic voting, has it taken off or not?
Yes, yes, yes. See, why, now the question comes, why world is talking to India? I see a narrative in Pakistan that, India is an emerging economy, their population is too much, and that's why it's a business area for global economy, and that's why they talk to us. No, it is not that. They talk to us because we have a strong democracy. We have some strong institutions. So Chief Election Commission is one of them. So you can imagine, the massive population which we have, and having a fair elections with the help of electronic voting machines and getting it counted within a month and getting results published. So it is a remarkable achievement of Chief Election Commission. And almost every, even at the block level also, we get the electronic voting.
अच्छा, एक जो रिफॉर्म्स जो की हैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी की गवर्नमेंट ने, उनमें एक वो ट्रिपल तलाक या ट्रिपल डिवोर्स जो है
जी,
उस पे how did the Muslim women receive this development?
See, when initially when you ask like what is a situation of Indian Muslims in India, so, and as I mentioned, for few of their problems, we think they themselves are responsible. So when this matter of triple talaq came into the picture, there was a massive outrage from from the Muslim community. They never wanted to abolish it, and there were agitations and all that. Though the Muslim women, they could not come in the front for obvious reasons, but they showed their support when UP elections happened. The kind of seats which Yogi Adityanath got, BJP got, it could only happen. It could only happen with the support of Muslims. And it happened because the Muslim women think, the government is doing a lot of good work for them, whether it is education, whether it is scholarships, or it is, the matter of triple talaq, and recent controversy, which, you must have heard, the hijab controversy. So I keep hearing it in Pakistan that, India में Muslims को hijab पहनने की इजाजत नहीं है. यहाँ पे, the kind of culture we have, Shakil ji, we live almost in a free world. Nobody asks us what we wear, what we eat, nothing. It is only, government said, like Saudi Arabia, when you are going to an examination center or you are going to a school, you have to wear a uniform. The whole word uniform means everybody is uniform, right? And that's why our army, police departments, they have uniforms, because tomorrow then they will start wearing some of the other stuff and they will look different from each other. So that was the government motive. They said, like, when you visit, you are going to school, you don't have to wear hijab, you wear school uniform, and you wear hijab where else you want to. And just a small story. Recently, I was coming from Delhi to Chandigarh, and there was a Muslim family in Shatabdi. We have a, kind of trains called Shatabdi. Now we have another set of trains called Vande Bharat, which are very high-end trains. Before that, we had Shatabdi. So I was coming by Shatabdi, and there was a Muslim family. So ladies were wearing hijab. But when they were sitting, in the cabin with a lot of other people, and when the food was served, and there was a lot of humidity, they just took it off. And I was just thinking, it is just a matter of it is the way you think. So the problem is Muslim is not Islam. It is the conservative approach, actually. It is not, people relate it wrongly, like, it is because of Islam and nothing. No religion teach you, something wrong to do. Neither our Sanatan Dharma nor Christianity. Even, I'll discuss with you some other time the kind of approach we have in Sanatan Dharma, which is known as Hindu Dharma. So there's nothing as such Hindu Dharma. It is basically, it was wrongly because we were part of Indus Valley civilization and Indi. And when Turkish came, they could not spell Indi, so it became Hindu. And likewise, otherwise in India, like what we practice is Sanatan Dharma.
अच्छा, मैंने अभी एक एम्बेसडर साहब का इंटरव्यू किया, नजमुस साकिब साहब का. अमंग अदर थिंग्स ही सेड कि जी कोई इंडियन गवर्नमेंट अलाउ नहीं करती जर्नलिस्टों को कश्मीर जाने के लिए। तो मैंने तो जो फिगर्स देखे वो तो बड़े जबरदस्त थे कि 22 लाख टूरिस्ट गए लास्ट ईयर, and about 18,000, if I remember correctly, 18,000 of them were foreigners.
Yes.
So can you throw some light on this aspect?
Yes. So see, it's entirely a wrong narrative which has been built in Pakistan against Kashmir. So Kashmir has been an integral part of India and it will remain be. So we have three pockets in J&K, Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh. So what government has done with this, abrogation of the Article 370, the UT has been, the Ladakh part has been created as a UT. Then there is Jammu and Kashmir part. So why? Common motive is people think it slightly differently. But if you look, the Ladakhis are very different from the rest of the Kashmir. They are more close to Gilgit. And their way of living, their appearance, their day-to-day habits, they don't relate to this part of the Kashmir. So when this UT was formed, now they are very happy. They were
Union territory.
Yes, Union territory. So they were not having a college there, a girls' college. Government is creating a girl. Now the new airport is coming up, and coming to the tourist part. Even before 370 and after 370, it has not made any difference. It has not made any difference. In fact, after 370, you must have not heard anything on the stone pelting. Right? Because, the government is doing so much, trying to build up. Recently, they are creating some Rojgar employment melas to divert the youth, because it is not even mistake of Kashmiris also. They were sidelined. The previous governments, they use Kashmir issue for their political purpose. What Modi government is doing, they are focusing for the development of Kashmir. Now we are taking our railway line directly to Srinagar. It is under construction, and very soon you will hear that New Delhi is connected to Srinagar via railway line, and world's highest railway bridge is going to come up on this track. It is even higher than Eiffel Tower. So the tourists I myself visited Kashmir a number of times. Kashmiris are, in general, they are very nice people. If you remember, there was a big dargah, Charar-i-Sharif, in Kashmir, and it was burnt by Mast Gul, that time terrorist of Lashkar-e-Taiba or some outfit. He burnt it. He said like it is anti-Islamic. So the whole Kashmir culture is more of a Sufism.
For a while, Major Mast Gul actually was praised as a hero in Pakistan, but then nobody heard of him.
Yes. So you see now the contradiction comes. People sitting in Pakistan, they keep blaming India for this Babri Masjid controversy. But when Charar-i-Sharif happened, did anybody said anything? Was there any condemnation from Kashmir, Pakistan?
If I remember correctly, it was said that the Indian army or the police had set fire to it.
No. It was Mast Gul. It was said it was anti-Islamic, and because it was the history of Charar-i-Sharif. It was based on, it was having some relation with a Sufi saint by the name of Nand Rishi. So they tried to demolish a lot of such heritage. Now we have Markandeya temple in Anantnag. It is one of the sun temples, and if you Google it, it is such a whatever ruins are there, it is such a magnificent building. We have Shankaracharya's temple in the center of Srinagar. So the kind of tourists which go, they visit any holy dargah also. We visit our temples also. Even on Thursday, Shakil ji, here in India, people visit all dargahs which are located here and there in the country. And you must have heard about the Ajmer Dargah. So the footfall is huge. We don't think twice to visit any place of worship. We visit gurdwaras, we visit any dargah, we visit with the same feel to any temple, because that is what our dharma says, that all religions are same, and all they take you, the destination is one, that is peace. So Kashmir is not at all a question for, and I would say Pakistan should not even think about, because even I keep hearing Mr. Ambassador Basit was also saying we cannot leave Kashmiris like that. Sometimes I question, like, why? Who has asked you to become their Rahnuma? Nobody, right? You are a self-proclaimed, a friend of. Now the situation of Pakistan is they even cannot afford atta in the POK. So but then this is a narrative, and this story sells very well in Pakistan.
श्रीलंका की क्या हेल्प की है इंडिया ने? अर्लियर your relations with Sri Lanka were rather strained. So did this, this crisis in Sri Lanka help India to mend fences with Sri Lanka, and now the relations are good?
Yes. So as you said, like sometimes political relationships, depending on who is the leader, and depending on, like in Nepal also it happens, some leader comes, some they speak about anti-India, then there are some other election that there's pro-India, so it keeps happening, and the same thing happened, though there is a history also, some Litte and other stuff, but that's a story of past. But when this disaster happened in Sri Lanka, Shakil ji, India was the first country, and I'm sure you must have heard, like IMF and World Bank praised India's approach for Sri Lanka. We tried for getting any IMF aid, they wanted an endorsement. So India helped them to endorse, like, yes, they are our neighbors, and we are standing with them in their thick and thins, and you can support them, and we can give you a kind of a bank guarantee. And even during the COVID also, the kind of vaccination, India is trying to build up there some of the ports also now, which Chinese have tried to grab. So when we try to assist any of our neighbors like Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, or Sri Lanka, our approach is never what China does. We never try to encroach. It is let's work together, because our Prime Minister says, like, word is one village. So this approach and the recent statements made by our Minister of External Affairs, Dr. Jaishankar, were so well appreciated globally as well as in this part of the world, because he mentioned, like, the West so far has been, if it is a West problem, it is for everybody. But if it is something happening in the South Asia or Asia, they don't bother. So the same thing happened with Sri Lanka. Now it is happening in Pakistan. So we have to really work together. And, as I've been hearing and talking in various forums, like the way we have European Union, I think the similar, because we all are same nature, like Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. But then why Pakistan remain outward? Because there is there's a sense of supremacy. There is the Rahnuma thing, which comes like, no. And now when he has been invited in Shanghai Cooperation Summit, let's see if Mr. Bilawal Bhutto comes. So let's see what kind of talks we have it. But then this narrative of, the narrative of Kashmir in United Nations, the kind of language he has used for our Prime Minister, it was very shameless. Right. So this is.
So, Mr. Ajay Chaudhary, any final thoughts before we close the show?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. It was great. It was great to interact with you. The whole objective is to present, what India thinks about you. We are neighbors. And as Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee said, like, you cannot choose your neighbors, right? They're there, and we have to work together. But it is only, again, it's a very cliche thing that who is going to bell the cat? So Pakistan has to come out this, out of the shell that, whatever bad is happening to them, it is happening because of India, whether, it is a terror attack or their economic setback or anything. So we are very keen. And but yes, somebody has to take a first step. And in this case, I don't agree with Ambassador Basit, who says India has to take the step. No, it is Pakistan who has, because it was all started by Pakistan. So they have to, ensure us that yes, we can work together. And we are very much like, you are getting tomatoes from via Dubai. We are very much willing to send the same through Amritsar. So, and we feel in fact very sorry for the current state of Pakistan. We are not happy because, our neighbors are not happy, right? And when you see the situation, so we are hopeful that you will come out of this crisis and let's work together.
अच्छा, मैंने जो सुना था आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल पे जब अटैक हुआ पेशावर में, आई थिंक 2014, तो उसमें जो है इंडिया में बहुत से स्कूलों में, तालीमी इदारों में उसका सोग मनाया गया। तो हमारे यहाँ बहुत से लोगों ने ये कहा, इंक्लूडिंग जनरल मुशर्रफ, कि जी इंडिया वाज रिस्पांसिबल फॉर दिस अटैक। So how do you respond to that?
It was very unfortunate, it was very soon when Narendra Modi became Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi became Prime Minister of India, and this happened. He condemned it, and most of our schools, we were with your Army Public School. It was, it was too bad. It was, just can't imagine somebody doing something like that. And on top of that, Pakistan blames India for it. We even cannot think, we, of course, on border, we are enemies and our soldiers, they keep fighting. But, our whole, that is what I'm saying, our upbringing is never like that. You just can't, I can say it with a great honor. From all of our establishments, whether it is army or home affairs or even our school children, we were never taught like that. We just cannot kill somebody for like that. No, it was a very wrong narrative, and this is what has damaged Pakistan. The kind of thing which has been engraved into the mind of our local Pakistani, that it is India, it is Hindus, the Kafirs. When we hear such words, we laugh because we don't think like that at all, sir.
Thank you very much, Ajay ji.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a great pleasure again, and we will keep talking to each other. And I would like to narrate some more stories. But before I go, I'll tell you a small story about the Indian Muslims and Hindus in India. So there is a small, city in Punjab, in Indian side of Punjab, which is known as Malerkotla. So Malerkotla is, it's a Muslim-dominated area. So when this, in 1700 or something, when the Wazir of Aurangzeb was ordered to, break the two young sons of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, so it was, the Nawab of Malerkotla, he stood against Aurangzeb. And he said, no, this is anti our religion. You just cannot do something with the children of. You have Guru Gobind Singh Ji is your enemy. Please fight with him. Don't do that with his children. So he stood against Aurangzeb and his Wazir. And later on, when Guru Gobind Singh Ji get to know about it, he blessed the Nawab of Malerkotla, and he said that, no matter what happens, Malerkotla should not get a sight of. And even today, Shakil ji, no matter what happens elsewhere in India, the Malerkotla Muslims and Sikhs and Hindus, they live in harmony. So this is how we are, Malar.
That's very good example. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was nice talking to you. Thank you so much.